Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I don't really understand.
Here at Dignity and Ambition for Magical Negroes, or DAM, we help magical Negroes from classic films go from supporting to lead.
Magical Negro is a trope character that is usually black and performs one of the following functions, and usually a combination. Edmond and Rojek noted three main purposes for the Magical Negro in relation to the white lead character in the film. A, to assist the character. B, to help him or her discover and utilize his or her spirituality. And C, to offer a type of folk wisdom used to resolve the character's dilemma. The white character's dilemma, not the black character's gifts or spirituality, serve as the primary focus in these films. The term was made popular by Spike Lee in 2001 and has become since then a very key part of black film discourse. And sadly, still very relevant in how black people are depicted on screen. In a less magical realism sense, the Magical Negro is an extension of black characters as these fonts of wisdom that exist only to serve or help the evolution of white characters. Black characters in fiction have a long history of being infantilized and treated with this sort of childish yet ancient wisdom, much like Native and Indigenous characters. This trope has existed in literature as well, going back, oddly enough, to even anti-slavery works. If we look at previous semi-topic Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe, the main character, Uncle Tom, is written as a Jesus-like figure who is ultimately martyred, beaten to death by a cruel white master because he refuses to betray the whereabouts of two black women who have escaped enslavement. While Tom does use his goodness to help black women, shout out to him, his unending kindness to his white masters and his martyr characterization have become prototypical aspects of this Magical Negro trope. Passivity, martyrdom, but also this unending kindness, nobility in the face of oppression, this respectability politics.
What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
Director Spike Lee slams same old black stereotypes in today's films. A new phenomenon has emerged in film in recent years in which an African-American character is imbued with special powers. Filmmaker Spike Lee told a student audience during a campus visit on February 21st, and that's not this year. But this new image is just a reincarnation of the same old stereotype and caricature of African-Americans as the noble savage or the happy slave that has been presented in film and on television for decades, continued Lee. Doing a master's tea with an audience of more than 200 students in the Calhoun College dining hall, Lee cited 4 recent films in which there was a magical, mystical Negro. The Family Man, What Dreams May Come, The Legend of Bagger Vance, and The Green Mile. In the later film, Lee noted the black inmate cures a prison guard of disease simply by touching him. In The Legend of Bagger Vance, a black man with all these powers teaches a young white male played by Matt Damon how to golf like a champion. The film director, who frequently inspired the laughter of his audience as he peppers his talk with expletives, was unreserved in his criticism of the new characterization of blacks, posing to his audience the question: how is it that black people have all these powers, but they use them for the benefit of white people? First of all, of course, you know how we do. Before we jump right in, what are your thoughts on the movie trailer, The American Society of the Magical Negro? Before we talk about the clip that we just showed the young lady, what's your thoughts about the trailer? Because I showed y'all the trailer.
Well, I mean, I like the trailer. I thought it was kind of genius, but to actually put it in the theatrical form, I don't know how the movie is going to turn out, but it was just interesting to see it put together. This whole concept around this it really does speak to the tokenism of black people in white society. So when I look at that, I mean, it was like I started giggling a little bit because I thought the shit was funny. But at the same time, it's sad because you do have it is like a quest for assimilation of some sort. That whole rush to prove to white people that we're just as good as they are. So, you should allow us into your graces. And so when I see something of that ilk, I just it's a little cringy at times because it's basically chipping away at the fact that we want white privilege. You know what I'm saying? And if you just let one of us come into your world, look at how much better we can make your world. And so there's a whole lot more to get into, but you just want me to focus on the trailer, so I'm going to land my plane right there.
Yeah, put a pin in what you're saying. Note that down. What you're saying. We're gonna get back to that. Pat, what's your overall thoughts on the trailer of the American Society of the Magical Negro?
Like I said when we were talking before the show, I really didn't think much of it when I first saw the trailer. When it first came on, I did chuckle to myself, but then as it went on, it kind of annoyed me a little bit simply because black dude, magic powers, all this other stuff, willing to throw everything away because he fell in love with a white girl. So that trope kind of aggravated me a little bit, but beyond that, the concept of there being a bunch of white, and see, this is where it kind of confused me because I'm always asking, like, who is this for? Like, because the first half of the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be some tongue-in-cheek comedy shit meant to make black people laugh and kind of be like, fuck white people. Which, okay, whatever. But then the second half of the trailer, that was marketed for a whole different audience than the first half of the trailer.
Yes, it was.
So it's kind of like, okay, who do you want to see this? Because you pissed off the people that you had in the first half with the second half, and the people that you were going for in the second half didn't make it to the second half because of the first half. So, but
wait a minute, there were two different, right? Two different trailers.
Huh?
There were two different trailers.
No, we're talking about the actual trailer for the movie. The one the first link I put in the group chat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I was just on that. I was just kind of like, this is going to be interesting talking to people. Like we said before the show, nobody seems to be excited about the movie. And I think that is because the trailer is marketed to two diametrically opposed groups. But, that was my thoughts of it, was in addition to what PC said about the magical Negro and all of the, the cultural implications of it and all of that. But just looking at the trailer, I was just kind of like, who is this movie? Who's supposed to go see this movie?
Well, so when I saw the trailer for the first time, I like, here we go with this bullshit again. Here we go again. Digging up the stereotypes and throwing them around. It's bad enough that when black people, when we're in a position to make our own cinema, we still recycle the same old stereotypes. But this is those recycled stereotypes on a grander scale. So basically on steroids, and it's filled with that comedy twist. And so they're trying to make it lighthearted, what they're talking about with the magical Negro. But when I saw it, I thought, this dumb stuff go again. But also, like you said, though, looking at the trailer, he learns that he himself is a magical Negro. Now, what's interesting is he's a biracial magical Negro, because all the other magical Negroes have been just black people, but he's like a biracial magical Negro. And then he falls in love with a white girl. Now, if he chooses, the dynamic is He learns the biracial dude learns that he's a magical Negro. So half of him is magical, right? His job is to make a white man's life happy and easy. But then he falls in love with a white girl. Now, if he pursues this love with a white girl, he loses his powers and he wipes out all the other magical Negroes. And he's gone too if he goes with the white girl. Now, now if you think about it, it seems as okay, well, he's putting an end to the magical Negroes, but not necessarily, because the magical Negro, the whole job of the magical Negro is to make white people's life happy and easier. So isn't that what he gonna do with the white girl? If he go with the white girl, isn't that the same thing he would be doing? So either way, he's still being a magical Negro. He just being a more noble magical Negro. I guess they're trying to put it a more noble magical Negro, because if he's able to wipe out all the other magical Negroes for the love of this white girl, then he did a noble thing. But you still being a magical Negro though, because you still doing your magical Negro job. You're just not doing it to the person you was assigned to.
But wait, and see, this is where we would say, like, we just have to watch the movie. Anyways,
but that's that's how the trailer is presented.
Because if his job is to hook the white girl up with the white boy,
no. His job ain't to hook the white girl up with the white boy. His job is to make the white boy's life happy and easy. It don't have nothing to do with the girl.
Okay, so it looked like from the trailer the white boy end up liking the white girl.
Because remember that one scene where the white boy thought he was trying to hook him up, and he was like, right. No, I'm not trying to hook you up. But the biracial dude end up falling for him and the white girl from the trailer. They end up falling for each other. So again, we speculating from the trailer, and this is just about the movie, right? But if his job is to make the white boy happy, and the white boy fall in love with the white girl, and he's in love with the white girl, and he makes a decision to be with the white girl, then he's not being a magical Negro. Not only is he wiping out all of the magical black Negroes, but he is also not doing his job for his client. I keep telling man, white women are dangerous. He a kamikaze magical Negro. Yes, all of that you said is true, but what I said is still true. Two things are still true. You still making the white person happy at the end. The wrong one, right? You just not following suit. So this is the dynamic that this young magical Negro is in. Yeah. I'm told. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I must have like ripped it some shit on part of the clip. You lost. But so I'm just gonna stick to the concept of magical Negroes and what they do and don't do. But apparently we're gonna have to see this fucking movie. But it sounds, I might do it for research purposes. This shit sounds like something like it gives off the tone of Dear White People. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out that this militant mixed sister has a white boyfriend. And the way you find out that she has a white boyfriend is this person that she's apparently, going through this whole debate, this spirited debate with, and the next thing you know, they're taking off each other's clothes in the dorm room and having sex. So it gives off that. But I find it interesting because all these types of films, when we look at them, they come from that particular tone. And you have to ask yourself a question like, as they're marketed, is this whole racial confusion put into play purposely? We all know it is, but it also speaks to the fact that it really becomes a journey of emotional labor for the black person in here, because they're doing all the work to make everything happen. And it just speaks to, it just speaks to a place where black people, that whole notion of working twice as hard to get half as much and all that other bullshit, but also how
a dog will do whatever it can to make his master smile.
Say it again.
A dog will do whatever it can to make his master smile, make his master happy.
Now, you talked about the what the movie you just talked about?
They're white.
Yeah, they're white people, and the girl, the black girl ended up messing with the white boy. Y'all saw that, and I was like, oh man, I turned it off. I ain't gonna lie. But you reminded me of Monsters Ball. Because
that was something else I was thinking about too. Yeah.
She was a magical Negro too, but she was also a magical Negro who had the spirit of whoredom inside of her as well. And we saw that in that scene.
Well, let me say this though to everybody that is kind of upset that black characters are used in this way in white movies. Because my feelings on that is distinctly different than the damage caused by the trope. My feelings on that is like, and I understand this movie is supposed to be a comedy. All of our movies have to be comedies or dramas, but in any case, I always viewed it as something called you're not the main character. Like you're a side character. Unless you're the main character or a co-main character or a side character of some real importance, this is kind of your lot in life. Like like this is how you're a plot device. So instead of getting mad that a movie that wasn't designed to explore you in the first place is using you as a plot device, why not create a movie where you are the main character? I mean, anybody that writes stories uses plot devices. There are characters there, their sole purpose is to move the story along. Black people beg for inclusion. You're included now. You're a plot device. What are you complaining for? And we gave you magic powers. Like, what you tripping for?
Hey.
Like, I don't understand what you don't understand. You wanted to be, before y'all were begging me to include you, we had white plot devices. The magical people was white. You know what I'm saying? Spoonful of sugar, Mary Poppins, all of them. They was floating in the umbrellas. You said you wanted inclusion, so we gave you an umbrella. Here, nigga, hold it. And now you mad?